Oh, you can take it down. 4 shots from the spear takes it down, boys. Super Earth has been invaded and the new threat, the Leviathan, has been thrown into the mix alongside a variety of surprisingly challenging mission types, which means we've needed to mix up how we deal with the calamari scumbags. If you want to deal with Leviathans, it's essential that you and your team bring some form of anti-tank capabilities with you. Whilst the anti-tank weapons are all potential winners here, I have found that the spear and the Emancipator mech have come up trumps. 4 shots from the spear will send these colossal threats crashing to the ground. Equip 2 in your squad and you can send these tumbling even quicker. It's great to finally feel like the spear has a solid use again, and I found myself having a great deal of fun using something which has been benched, at least for me, for quite some time. Speaking of which, the Emancipator, with its ability to provide a full tilt autocannon barrage on these suckers, is also highly viable and exciting to play. You do need to dump a lot of your capacity into them, but if 2 of you are rocking these beasts, you can make incredibly short work. You're noticing a theme here. Coordinated play with 2 anti-tank weapons is the best approach. The recoilless also allows you to do some work, and also if you opt for team reload, you can also do serious damage, but from my experience, I just preferred the spear. We also tried the Wasp launcher and it was successful at eventually bringing them down, but it just didn't sting them quickly enough for us to feel that it was worthwhile over the other choices. We'll go over some non-Leviathan support weapon choices later in the video, folks. In terms of primary weapon choices, 2 stood out to me during my loadout experimentation. You can get solid use out of a level 14 Erupter with iron sight and angled grip, giving it top-notch ergonomics. The new mission types, Repel, Illuminate Invasion, Search and Destroy, and Down Overship, all lend themselves incredibly well to the Eruptor's newfound shrapnel prowess. The sheer volume of units that come in all shapes and sizes really allows for the Eruptor to show off here, but the primary strength of this weapon, particularly in the Repel Illuminate Invasion mission, might I add, is just how quickly it can dispose of Illuminate ships which land in abundance on the ground. Nuke the shields off and deliver a well-placed Eruptor shot into the doorway to obliterate these invader crafts swiftly. It turns the new Stingray aircraft into a trivial nuisance. They are one-shottable if you place the shot in a way that ensures the shrapnel gets as much coverage across the fuselage as possible, and where it truly shines is its ability to clean out flesh mobs in as little as 2 shots. There's actually a really nifty little trick that can happen occasionally. If you blast off the front section with the Eruptor, it sometimes triggers a spin animation that exposes the back weak spots. As you can see here, this allows you to line up the shrapnel perfectly and you can drop front then the back fast. You can also chip away at their feet for some really quick kills too. If you're more of a run and gun Call of Duty style player, lock into using a level 24 Liberator Penetrator with a drum magazine and focus on maximum ergo for a really comfortable experience in terms of target acquisition. This is particularly useful against flying enemies, and if you combine this with the new Firecracker grenade, more on this one later, you can do some incredible work to hordes of Illuminate with ease. This is particularly true of the Flesh Mob Menace. Combine heavy mag dumping into their legs with a Firecracker or 2, and you can send a group of these down very quickly. You can take off shields on all Illuminate enemies, which is incredibly useful not only to you but also for your teammates on these new missions, and I'll be dropping an in-depth breakdown of this weapon in the next day or so. So on that note, please do be sure to like this video and sub to the channel to keep informed. In terms of stratagems, it will come as no surprise the 500 kg is a really solid pick here. Excellent clear potential, and it can obliterate any armoured enemy in the squid force with ease. It's especially helpful against groups of harvesters, which can get quite scary at times, and it also deals with fortifications and other squid structures and hotspots effectively. This is particularly important due to the new mission types and the structure they take. You need to destroy so many structures, and the volume of these is overwhelming. So the options are not only the 500 kg, folks. You can also start bringing along the orbital precision strike more confidently, as it has a very swift cooldown, and the fact that you can also drop this in between parked ships means you get 2 for the price of 1, which is really useful with that low cooldown. This is high value, and other strong picks include the orbital laser for those pinch moments, rapid clearage of enemies. It can also take out UFOs before they land, and I'm also pleased to say there's definitely a place for the walking barrage and both orbital barrages. Bringing along the Gatling Sentry is also a very wise choice because with this loadout, we're aiming to overwhelm the squids with a hail of bullets. And if you combine this with the MG206, especially against things like the flesh mob, it's seriously impressive how quickly you can bring these down. Finally, this next pick is a flex slot, so go with what you want here, but I've found it works incredibly well using the laser dog. This becomes so useful when you're in a situation when you find yourself being overwhelmed by voteless and they're just too close to shoot with the Eruptor and you have no MG206 ammo and you need to go stationary perhaps to reload. Simply kite and watch them crash to the ground and give you plenty of space. I use this over the guard dog rover because that's currently bugged and has a mind of its own. Gas Dog is also a highly viable pick here, particularly in these new missions because you just get overwhelmed so much. So although I'm giving the Laser Dog the nod, I would recommend if you are doing new missions to definitely try the Gas Dog and see if that fits into your playstyle more, folks. If you want the ultimate pairing to your primary choice to rip through all of the Illuminate's old and new units and ensure that any weaknesses are fully covered, the HMG 206 is back and in full effect. This monster makes incredibly short work of stingrays and harvesters and does very admirable work against the flesh mob. Slap some peak physique armor if you struggle with aiming, but if you get savvy with this weapon, it's not necessary, folks. Slow down the fire rate if you need to, but of course, if you really want to put this to the maximum of its potential, then you need maximum RPM for the fastest and most devastating results. Makes it an insanely powerful weapon combo, which will make your time dealing with this latest invasion very straightforward. In terms of the secondary, it's either between the ultimatum or the grenade pistol. Having a second line of explosive power when things start to go south is really helpful, and despite losing some of the power from the ultimatum, I still find it works really effectively, especially if the units group up nicely, and especially if you've got loads of those scary harvesters mass beaming you. It's just a great panic button and really helps you out. For the grenade, it's either the gas grenade if you want to improve your crowd controlling large groups of enemies. It's also really effective with the new flesh mobs. And speaking of which, if you'd rather go direct for them, why not go for the thermite to deal with them? It's really efficient in this area as well. In terms of the armor choices, we're going for anything with siege ready. This armor comes with a bonus ammo capacity to both the weapons we're using, and the 30% increased reload speed on the Eruptor is ridiculously strong. Check out this next video. It's got you covered. Take care of yourselves, keep having fun, come check out a stream on YouTube or Twitch, and I'll see you in the next one.